Hey everyone, it's Color Benz from Destination Thrills, and I am here with the CLOG episode 3. All of the big 2019 announcements that we're expecting in North America have now been announced. Carowinds just announced Copperhead Strike, and Six Flags has announced all their additions for 2019 today. So I just wanted to do a brief video. I'm going to do reaction videos later on. I'm kind of swamped on time recently, so it's going to be tough to make all of those videos. And if I thought it would make sense to lump them all into one, I would. But I'm going to kind of just do this CLOG video so I can just give my thoughts of 2019 so far and the announcements that's happened. So first of all, I really think Six Flags, I've heard people that are disappointed with their announcements, but I actually think this is a good year for Six Flags. I think they're getting some great additions to all of their theme parks. I really am not disappointed by any particular announcement. Even Six Flags St. Louis, I think that was just so expected that when they announced that we are getting a Zamperla endeavor called Superwoman, that didn't shock me at all, but it wasn't disappointing. I'm glad to see that we're continuing to get investments at the park, and even though it's kind of weird to be putting that in near the boss area, I'm happy that this ride Superwoman is coming to Six Flags St. Louis, so I'm excited for that. And I'll have a full kind of reaction video on all the Six Flags announcements that weren't roller coasters later on. But I think you got to be excited. You got a massive launch coaster coming to Six Flags Great America. That was not expected earlier this year. I think once the teasers came out, we started thinking, well, this actually might be a big launch coaster, and it was. The length of the coaster is not quite as long as I'd like, but I think the experience should be quite fun. I don't expect it to be at number one at the park. I think several people probably will rank it number one, but as far as my opinion of the coaster, I think it's probably in the top 3 for sure, but I don't know if it would beat Goliath for me. I think Goliath and RMC just have a really awesome coaster there, and unless there's going to be some out of this world element, that 60 mile per hour 0G roll or that launch might be really exciting, but I don't know if it's going to outdo Goliath personally. But I'll give more on that reaction later. I think Magic Mountain has an amazing addition. People are kind of been disappointed because they were expecting something gigantic, and I think this is a very big announcement. I'm a little confused by the people who don't think this is a big addition. Yeah, the size as far as height is concerned, the height is not gigantic, but I mean, you're getting another dueling coaster. That alone is really awesome in itself and really big. But the fact that it's going to have a Top Gun stall, so now you'll have 2 coasters in the park that have Top Gun stalls and 2 coasters that have high 5 elements. The rapid transitions look really good on the POV. Now, whether that plays out, we don't know, but I mean, they look to be having a solid roller coaster, and a coaster that'll have a long duration. I mean, you go through the ride once, you wait in the station, and go through this like immersive experience, and then when the other train loads their passengers, then all of a sudden you will launch with them, and it almost guarantees a duel every time. I don't know how they're going to be running trains. If they're running 2 trains, will they still wait to launch the other one? I don't know. But this seems to guarantee a duel, and that's going to be a fun coaster. I think it's going to be a great coaster. I've never been to Magic Mountain, so I can't predict if it's going to be my number 1, but just looking at all the POVs, this would be close to being up there. I mean, Full Throttle, I think, was going to be one of my top 3 coasters there, and I think Twisted Colossus is going to be my number 1, and this seems to combine them both. So I think, for me, there's a definite possibility that this could be my number 1 coaster at Magic Mountain. Yeah, it's low to the ground, but I don't think people realize, like, a coaster like that, if it's fast and it's got good transitions, and if it performs well on the course, it's going to be an amazing coaster. So I'm really excited for that. I'm also really excited. I mean, it was expected, but almost beat my expectations. Copperhead Strike, I think the layout looks amazing with that. It's got a nice length to it. The 2 launches look fun. One of the launches looks like it goes over like a brief airtime hill. That's going to be insane, being accelerated while going over an airtime hill. I don't think you ever experienced that. So that is going to be pretty cool if that is executed well. The JoJo roll out of the station looks fun, and just everything about that ride looks fun. Whether it's going to be better than Fury 325, I don't think so. And I think I saw a lot of disappointments during the live announcement on Facebook, on their when they were streaming it live on Facebook. The comments, a lot of people were disappointed because when they were saying biggest announcement ever, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my gosh, it's gonna be bigger than Fury 325." And I think they kind of got the general public hopes up a little too much, though I think everyone in general, when it comes to announcements, gets their hopes up way too much. But I think for those in the GP in Carolina were probably thinking, oh, biggest announcement ever, is something bigger than Fury 325. And when they got this, they were like, wait a minute, this isn't bigger than Fury 325. And so I think that was a bit of a mistake to categorize it as their biggest announcement ever. I think it got a lot of people's hopes up and disappointed. People don't know how to drive. So anyway, I was like, why is this person driving on the shoulder of the road? Anyways. But yeah, I think that's a solid addition. I just think that they probably shouldn't have hyped it up as much. Just my personal opinion. But we'll see. I think, the announcements matter, but at the same time, like, when it gets closer to May, no one's going to really care how the announcement was. They're going to care about when the ride opens and the experience. And, I don't think back to, how did they tease Steel Vengeance, or how did they tease Time Traveler? I don't really think about that now. I think about, wow, Time Traveler was a really good ride, or Steel Vengeance is a really good ride, or I think about, like, Twisted Timbers. I haven't rode it yet, but all I care about, I don't care about how they teased it, or how they hyped it, or what the announcement was. I care about the fact that Twisted Timbers is getting a lot of rave reviews. And so, at the end of the day, the announcements are big, I think, as far as getting publicity for the coaster, but as long as it's something, I think it'll get picked up and people will be excited about it. So does it really matter in the end that they hyped or hurt a bunch of people's feelings, or not hurt feelings, but they got a bunch of people hyped up on something that it didn't turn out to be? They got them all disappointed. I don't think it's going to matter in the end. But yeah, and then we have Steel Curtain coming later on, and Yukon Striker that also were announced, and I think those are going to be solid additions. I think 2019 in general, 2019 is going to be a solid year. A lot of people are like, it's bigger than 2018. I can't really agree with that. I think Europe had so many great additions this year, and all those RMCs that were built in North America. I mean, I think it just was an amazing year, 2018, and I didn't expect 2019 to top it, and so far I don't think it has. But it's a good year, and if you're a coaster enthusiast, you should be excited for 2019, and also 2020. There's going to be some great additions, and 2021. I think the next 3 years are going to be awesome for new coasters. So get excited, coaster enthusiasts. Get excited. Don't be disappointed. Get excited. I just want to wrap up this video in saying that there's still a couple things outstanding. I've heard rumors that Rocky Mountain Construction was supposed to be building a coaster in North America, just one coaster, in 2019. So far, I've not seen an RMC announced, and we still have Dorney Park out there that tease a little bit of a coaster. So could it be possible that they get a Raptor model? I think so, with a question mark, with a little bit of hesitation. But I think there's possibly a Raptor coaster going somewhere in 2019. I don't think we're going to see a hybrid being built. I think we would have heard about a wooden coaster closing by now if that was the case. And I don't see a stand-up Woody. I just think somewhere we would have been seeing markers or construction happening. But I do think a Raptor is possible. I think they can get that done, even though land clearing may not have started yet. And I think a lot of that land in Dorney Park, and you can correct me down below, but I believe that most of that land where Stinger used to be, I think, is already cleared. So I think they could just put footers in the ground and get that built. I could be totally wrong about that. I haven't really looked at the plot of land myself. But yeah, that's still outstanding. And also Chance rides was sending coaster track on 70 going east. Was that going to Europe? Was that going to somewhere on the East Coast? We don't know. We haven't heard where a new Chance ride hyper model is going, but if they're moving track somewhere, it's likely going somewhere. So some things to look out for. I don't think we're totally done with the 2019 coaster announcements. I think there'll be a couple more out there. I think Europe will probably start announcing some of theirs. And so, you know, they're not finished yet, but we've gotten a lot of the main ones that we were expecting are now out of the way, and it looks great. I'm excited for 2019. Be on the lookout for specific reaction and analysis videos for each individual coaster that was announced in the past 24 hours. So Max Force, West Coast Racers, and Copperhead Strike. And be looking out for more content on 2019, and I might even do a 2020 coaster video of parks I think could be getting coasters in 2020, so be on the lookout for that. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. Like this video if you like it, and give us a subscribe if you want to see more. Take care. Thanks.